guys, I'm Brian.
And I'm Terry.
Welcome back to another episode in our Forest to Farm series here on Survival Dispatch. Today we're going to be taking you guys through the installation of our temporary power pole out here on the property.
And you need to go by the local codes in your area on a power pole, and you need to check with your power company and make sure what details they have as far as how they charge you. Here we were lucky, you can go 1,000 foot underground for nothing. They don't charge you, they set the transformer.
It's amazing.
They tie it to the pole, they run the wire, everything. From there to the houses, that's free as well, as long as we're within 150 feet.
Yeah, you gotta be 150 feet.
I mean, it's awesome. But some areas, they're way up there in cost.
We've heard that it's a very expensive fee to get things underground. They'll do overhead for free, so it really varies with your area. So definitely check with your local guys before you get started on a project like this.
So everything we've done in this video is correct for our area.
Yeah.
Might not be for yours.
Yeah.
And the codes, they vary greatly.
Yeah.
And from the city to the county, our codes vary, unfortunately. So it gets complicated.
Cross your T's and dot your I's when you do something like this.
Oh yeah, check it out, make sure you're doing it right.
You know, we wanted to go ahead and get power out here because charging camera batteries, running lights when it's dark, or just any number of things, it's nice to have power. You can build with a generator. Yeah. You got to carry a generator around, you got to carry gas around, it's just a hassle. It's like $13 a month to have power out here when we're not using it. So that's really a minuscule fee while we're waiting to get the houses built. And an extra 100 foot of drop cord or two is nothing compared to carrying that generator and getting gas and just keeping it running. And so we hope you guys enjoy this video. It's very informative. We go into some of the tools we use and whatnot, and I think it'll help you guys out when you go to do this on your own property. Definitely. Enjoy it, guys. Today we're out here. We are getting ready to have Duke Energy bring in power from the main line on the road back into the woods for us instead of transformer. We had a few specifications we had to meet, and one of those comes from a book like this. We had to call and meet the engineer, and he actually gave us this book, which we had one already because we do residential electrical work for one of our jobs. And it gives us the details of how to set a temporary pole for them when they come out. I'll show them the page. And this is the page. I'm going to pop a close-up on the screen for you now. It gives a good breakdown of exactly what you need to do to meet code for the residential electrical inspector and for Duke Energy to come out and set up your power. And they want the pole out here when they come to do the transformer. That way they make one trip and they're done. So what we recommend is the first step should be to contact your local power company, which is Duke Energy for us. Get a hold of your engineer for your area and find out exactly what he needs to get power back however far. We wanted to know, how far will you run back before we have to start paying you to install this power. In our area, they will go up to 1,000 feet into a piece of property before they start charging you by the foot to install power. So they're going to put that in for us. And we also found out that we had to have a 10-foot right-of-way down from wherever the transformer is going to be, which is right over here, to the main power pole that's closest to this transformer that they have service already available. And so they're going to run it underground. We could have overhead or underground. We prefer it underground because it won't be unsightly. And because this is a forest, we don't want to take all these trees down because some of them are going to grow to a maturity that we can harvest. If there were power lines, we'd have to keep the trees clear. But because there's not, all we have to give them is 10 foot on the ground right away that they can access whenever need be if there was a issue with the power lines. So today we're going to dig and set the pole and get ready for them. Within the next month we should have power out here. 2 white flags where the transformer is going to go, and per that book we got, we have to be within 10 feet of the transformer for our temporary pole. So we're going to find a good spot over here and get to digging. So we've got this 3, 6, there's 9. Yeah, that'll give them plenty of room to work. Let's do it right here. Okay. What do you think? Works for me. All right, now for some tools. Got to have a 2x4 to brace the pole with according to our local code, and a stake to drive in the ground, and we'll mount the brace to it. Our very well used Fisker's post hole diggers, and if you'll look at that pivot point, you don't open it very far, and they go deep, because normal post hole diggers, you got to pull them way out to get them closed down there. So you have to open the handles way apart. Because of this offset right here, those babies do an excellent job of digging deep. We set a lot of poles. They're expensive, but they're worth it. Nice to have a little shovel to bury stuff with, the dirt back. We need this big sledgehammer. Yeah, we do for the stake.
Drive that stake. And this is an old, or not an old, it was a brand new replacement handle for a wheelbarrow. And one of the contractors we worked for had an old wheelbarrow. They decided they were going to rebuild it. They had broken the handles. Well, then by the time he got the new handles, he decided he didn't want the old wheelbarrow. He bought a new wheelbarrow. So he threw the wheelbarrow in the dumpster, and somebody threw these in the dumpster. And I said, "You're not going to keep those handles?" They said, "I don't have a use for them." And instantly I said, "Man, that is awesome," because we're always trying to pack dirt around our temporary pole, and you'll see in a little bit, to make it good and solid. You don't want it just flopping around in the ground, so you need to pack the dirt as you put dirt back in the hole around the pole after you've dug and set the pole. This thing will pack that dirt extremely well. It's the best tool I've ever used. It's heavy. I'm not sure what it's made of, but it's a good solid handle. So anyway, repurposed somebody else's junk.
This is gonna be a lot of fun with all the tree roots in the way. Ground's hard as a rock.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so dry lately.
Need some help? That is hard, isn't it?
Very. It's like the one we set yesterday.
Powder.
Yep.
Well, this is definitely some hard ground right here. We got better soil up that way.
Yeah, this is a lot of red clay.
Hey, let's do this. Let's see how this does. I've never done this. Ooh, yeah, look at that.
That taper's a little better.
Yep. This is what they call a trench shovel. It's made for when you run a trench in the ground to bury wire or pipe or whatever you're going to bury. And you can get down, the trench is usually about that wide, and you can get down in that trench and dig the dirt out wherever it falls back in the hole. It works good for this purpose as well. We're trying to keep this hole big enough around so that we can tamp it good. And this ground is extremely hard, so when you're running them post hole diggers, the deeper you get, the more they want to stay closed. When you hit the sides, they just slide inward and tend to close because you're trying to force them down into that hard ground. By the way, the depth of this hole is supposed to be 36 inches. We know that to be approximately this line right here through past experience, so that's what we're shooting for. That looks like about it.
Okay.
Let's see here. Yeah, that's right there at that mark as we were looking for right here. So we're about 3 feet.
Alrighty.
Yep. Now, one thing.
Hold on, grab the whip, maybe.
Get it around here.
Yeah.
The whip and the nay-nay?
Yeah, the whip and the nay-nay.
Okay. Anyway, one thing that they ask is that you point the meter towards the road. In our case, you got a whole lot of woods between us and the road. Probably not a big issue out here in the woods. But if you're on a lot that's near the road, they want to be able to see that meter. That's going to go that way, so let's trench a little bit right here for it. This is a cable that Duke Energy will tie to get power into our pole from the transformer that we'll be setting right here eventually. And we just kind of sink it down in here a little bit so it doesn't bind it too much.
There you go.
Now, our handy dandy tamper right here. Start knocking some dirt back in that hole. And oops, let's move it over a little bit. I can't get my tamper in
about
it.
caught me in the head. There you go.
Let me see if I can get in there. Yeah, that should do it.
Okay.
Okay. Push a little dirt down in there. Hold up. Tamp it down. Kind of eyeball the pole and
keep it as level as you can.
It might not look level because these trees behind us, I don't know what the deal is in this area. It slopes slightly. And all the trees are leaning with that slope. But I do know that we get crosswinds coming in this direction on a regular basis. And I think it pulls the trees that way. So the younger ones tend to really lean.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, gonna tamp this down good and tight. Get that pole solid. It's already getting solid. We're only halfway up. This tamper works miracles. Perfect handle grip. The square makes it slide right next to the pole, beside it really easily, down the sides. Gets the job done well. I've used round poles. It just don't work out as good. You can use anything. So you want to try and get solid dirt down there. Avoid getting debris around it. Maybe clear it back before you dig your hole, because if you get all that debris in the hole, it doesn't pack well and it's going to settle. Pole could become loose if you get too much of it down there.
One thing that's really handy is good hand saw out in the woods. We're going to cut our stake, cut our brace. The Irwin Marathon is a phenomenal saw for the money. I think it's $12 or $15 at Lowe's or Home Depot, and excellent saw. Does a great job. Really quick cutting. And for this brace, you want to cut as sharp an angle as you can so that it will go in the ground easily. Let's see. Will you hold that right there, Dad?
No, I'll do this though.
Okay.
I stand on it over here. Since we don't have a good place to put it. He's cutting this angle so that when we drive it in the ground, it'll have a point to go in the ground. You try and drive a blunt square end in the ground, it's not going very well.
A little hard to start a sharp angle, but...
And we're not on a solid base, but all we got to work with out here. We could do the tailgate of the truck, but we'd have to move the camera.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna drive the stake in the ground, and to find where you want that, you put the top of the brace here up against the pole.
And this is an 8-foot 2x4. They require a 2x4. They do not specify the length. Doesn't say not to be an 8-foot. 8-footer's not that much. We just go ahead and use it. We'll stick it up here and figure out. Yeah, go ahead.
He squares up on the pole where he wants it to be, and I see roughly where I want this to be. I want it right in here, and I square up to his post. Now he can move that. That is some solid ground.
Or a root.
Move down a little bit.
Well,
hold on.
We can angle a little bit there too. Get back up there. You need to be.
Let's try right in here. Yellow jackets.
That's never good. We had that experience last week.
Yep. Okay.
If you see him coming with a sledgehammer, get the hell out of the way, because Thor ain't got crap on him. That boy can swing a sledgehammer.
And I just broke the spike.
That's good. It's in the ground. It ain't going. Oh man, we can still screw through that side and that side.
One of my exercises for fun is pounding on a tire with a sledgehammer. So, yeah.
CrossFit. Okay. Oh yeah. Go ahead and put one in. We're good.
All right. Kind of in my
strike
comfort zone.
Ground's not too bad here.
Every now and then you miss.
Mosquitoes getting my ears. How about you?
Yeah.
Okay. That ought to do it.
Okay.
You want to do the honors?
Gee, thanks.
Got to have an acorn nut, and you lock the wire to the post with an acorn nut. It's just a number 6 ground wire. We actually used a number 4 on that pole, didn't we?
Yeah.
Some areas I think probably require a number 4. Some require a number 6 ground wire. Runs up into the panel. All the specifications on how to build these are in that book that you can get from your local power company, or possibly from the local code office. Some of them are probably going to be more helpful than others. I strongly suggest, if you're planning on attempting all or any part of a project, one of the first things you do is go into the local codes office and say, go get to the head inspector and say, hey, I'm getting ready to build a house, barn, whatever, clear some land. What do you require of me? And make sure that you get a good relationship going with that person. If you start your work and they come out and catch you and you say, well, I was going to get in there when I got ready, they don't like that. They want to know that you're doing things right. So if you go ahead and
play their game, you're going to be a lot better off.
Well, guys, I hope you found this video informative. And again, check your local codes and check your local policies with the power company. It can vary greatly.
Yeah. And I got to say, going back and watching this video, I've got to get back to my tire workout because I'm a big weenie right now. I hadn't been doing it in a while.
You got that right.
So I'm really missing doing that. And I miss annoying the neighbors with pounding on a tire with a sledgehammer. But if you guys liked the video, give us a big thumbs up for a like, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you get notified when new videos come out. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook, and have a good one, guys.
See you next time.